So welcome back to obviously Fight Talk, and UFC 227 goes down this weekend. Could argue that it's potentially 4 of the best fighters in the UFC. Different weight classes are on display here this weekend. It's a return, it's a rematch, it's the heated Team Alpha Male. Can we move on from that, please, and just have it as 2 great fighters fighting each other? No better man to get on to break it down than Brendan Dorman. We're not saying he's the best, we're just saying there ain't nobody better. We've got to get that done on a t-shirt, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So Brendan, welcome back, my man, to OFT.
Thank you for having me back.
Cheers, man.
For people watching on YouTube, Brendan might be giving, as he always says, he doesn't have a dog in the race, but he might be giving that dog away with that t-shirt you're sporting today.
No.
Just a cool tee.
Just a shirt. I get them. They get sent to me. So.
Excellent.
TJ, send me a shirt. I'll wear yours.
Yeah, now there you go, TJ.
Fucking turncoat.
You snake. Yeah, so your main event, let's jump into it, boys. Your main event is TJ Dillashaw taking on Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah,
it is the rematch. It's the whole heated blood. The team, I think, I can't remember, I think it was Jack Slack during the week just said, all right, can we please move away from the Team Alpha?
I will say that I completely agree that I should move away from that, and we can kind of judge it just based on a fight, and that's what we will do, because that's what we generally do. But at least it is one of the only grudge matches in the UFC, really. The rest of them generally are just guys trying to promote a fight, but you can clearly see that these don't really like each other a whole lot, and I will give them that.
Well, you know, technically Conor Khabib could fall under the
I said
stuff.
One of the only.
Yeah, and I gave you another option, Robert.
2 of the only.
Okay. John Jones, Daniel Cormier.
I don't think Ferguson and Khabib like each other all that much either.
You know,
Cormier, John Jones.
How many fights are in the UFC in a year?
Ronda and...
I know what he's saying, though, in a way. You know how sometimes you can tell is after their first fight, there was like the respect, kinda.
Kinda
for a
respect.
second.
Yeah, like Cody didn't want to be a dick because he just got knocked out, so he was like, "Oh, I'll give you a little pat on the back," and then immediately straight after, like, "Oh, fuck this guy, he's terrible." But that's what I mean.
At least that's kind of a tell, but it also goes to show you, and both of them in interviews are pretty candid with this. Like, I know how dangerous X is. You know, like they're both very, very honest about each other as far as like, you know. What the potential danger is.
Well, I think, you know, they've both felt each other's power. So it's like you got to respect that, you know. So let's dive into it. The first fight, I think to look at this one, we got to look at the first one because it's
not too long ago, which is good.
Yep. Like looking at it, Cody Garbrandt had his moments. It looked like Cody was going to get this fight done in the first round. Potentially saved by the bell. TJ Dillashaw, would he recover? Oh boy, would he?
Yeah. He got a lot of time to recover. He just got dropped. I think it was 5 seconds left in it, so he had that full 30 seconds to recover. But you have to say, you do, like, even if you go and pick TJ in this one, you do have to say that he was hurt badly in that first round. Badly. He was limping back to it. Not limping, but he was staggering back to his corner.
On Queer Street, Rob.
On Queer Street, But I think it was very impressive how quick he did recover. But I think that just goes to show you the kind of athlete that TJ Dillashaw is.
Or the vitriol that we just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Like the moxie to get back up.
Yeah.
I'm sure the burlap sack of ice they put on the back of his head didn't hurt. You know, wake him up a little bit. I think him and Dwayne have a very unique and amazing, you know, coach athlete relationship. That's fun to watch too. I love that whole element. Cody's hits as hard as anyone at 135 I've seen ever, maybe. And he's so fast. Yeah. This fight is just as much anyone's as the last one was.
Yeah.
It's just like you have one, just flip it up. Yeah. Because they're not equal because they're not the same kind of fighter, right? Like where one is more like TJ's a little more creative, right? He's got more in his Swiss Army knife, but like Cody's might be sharper. You know, I don't know if that analogy works exactly, but I'm trying to I
know what you mean.
Trying to put a spin on it. What I'm going to be interested in this one is, will we see any grappling? You know, I want to see how because in the countdown episode they showed some of them like grappling in practice, and it looked pretty heated. And Cody does like a lot of grappling with Mendez too, who's an amazing grappler still. Like he just tapped Jeff Glover, who's one of the best ever. Just this fight's fucking awesome.
I rewatched the fight last night, and one thing I did notice, and I don't know if you noticed this, Brendan, I'm not sure if I'm correct about this, but this is how I felt.
Brother.
Huh?
I don't miss much.
Cool. Let's see if you got this one, and let's see if we're on the same wavelength. I hope this is correct, or I hope you feel this way as well. I feel like they're both, when they start fights, they both start in very different ways, but the same in a way. So I feel like TJ is the type of guy who will go out there and he'll throw a lot of feints and move a lot and try and make reads based on the movements he makes, whereas Cody is more so, he won't throw a whole lot, he'll wait and see what they throw, and then he'll attack, he'll blitz based on their movement. So they do the same thing. They'll open up with reads, but in different ways, very different ways.
Yeah, it's not like this reckless pursuit of the other, right? It's not Vanderlei in his prime, or just, I'm thinking of a constant forward pressure type striker. Neither of them are that. Cody is more of a counter striker, whereas TJ will create offense. And you saw in the first fight, like you said, like TJ would try to cut in on something crazy, and he was missing real bad with like leg kicks at first, so he was not getting the timing down at all of Cody, and Cody was getting his timing down clearly, not just on the punch that he landed at the end, but before that, those little like blitz flurries with the short hooks that he does, he kind of alternates his feet. It's like, everyone calls it shifting, you can call it whatever you want. Name's not important, but his legs are crossing each other, so you drag your hip power with you with each hook, you know? And his speed is just ridiculous. That right hand, that short, tight little four he lands, that knocked him down. I did a breakdown of Cody before that fight, and he's clipped like everyone with that. Yeah. Because he takes his head way off and uses his head break off the center line to then create a whip with this arm. You know, if that makes sense. It's kind of similar to Chuck Liddell's overhand in motion, but with way better head movement. You know, fascinating shit.
One thing I noticed as well.
Yes, Rob, that's 100% accurate. It's just one is more patient and doesn't like do these like little like weird little like kind of, you know, snake charming tricks.
Snake charming, yeah.
Snake charmer,
yeah.
Oops, Freudian.
One thing as well I noticed was
because TJ's a snake, Rob.
Yeah, snake in the grass. Wasn't that's what some Irish guy said, wasn't it?
It's a snake.
Yeah. I love the way people still post that on his Instagram.
Yeah. Well, he's embracing it now.
I know.
All his t-shirts have snakes on them.
Yeah.
Do you remember his walkout t-shirt had all this shit?
Why not? Yeah, go for it.
It's a good name.
One thing I didn't know.
It's kind of funny. Just roll with it, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, you can't really hide it. Like he did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mystic Mac.
One thing I did notice as well in the second round when TJ hurt him, it was actually he hurt him a counter to that right hand that he got caught with in the first one. So I think that kind of shows the mid-fight changes that TJ can make. I'm not sure if Garbrandt is as clever as TJ in that way. I think TJ went southpaw in that exchange and then caught him with almost like that Dan Hardy, Carlos Condit trading hook.
Yeah. And it was he quickly switched, like he did a shift again, but a different one, not because he wasn't forward moving really. It was more lateral. So he went from traditional and then did a real quick switch to southpaw to make that tighter. Yeah. So his lead right, it was a lead right hook. Not, you know, normally a orthodox fighter would be a 4, but it became a 3. And he ended up getting to target way faster to Cody because of it. Yeah, I mean, that's some fight IQ.
Do you think, because I've watched the build up to it, so I'll bring in the emotional. Use our breaking technique down here. I'll bring the emotional aspect into it. As you said, Rob, it's one of the only rivals that's true in MMA.
It's true.
But do you think that first fight, Garbrandt fought too much in emotion? And
I hope you didn't see that and then caught him.
I did see it. And I'll take the finger off. Do you think he fought too much on emotion, and that almost in itself was draining? And by knocking TJ down, coming into the second round, he thought the fight was on its way to being finished. It was just headhunting.
Do you know what's a weird one? I thought that, but then when you go back and you watch the Dominic Cruz fight, it seemed like he was fighting with emotion in that fight as well.
Breakdancing in the middle.
But it seemed like he was fighting with emotion as well. He came in clearly annoyed at Dominic Cruz. Like if you watch all the build up to that as well, he seemed so pissed off. I'm not really sure.
The reason why I'm making that point is I'm judging it off the interview I watched the other night at UFC on Fox, and like Garbrandt seemed pretty relaxed. He didn't seem like he's, God bless him, he's the worst trash talker.
He has a kid now.
No, I'm gonna, fucking, knock you out. Yeah, because I will. Way to go. But
one of you guys referenced the Tito Shamrock thing. I was dying.
Yeah, that was me. I love that. That's one of my favorites. So
I'll
go back to that.
A chair kick anyway.
But that's what I mean.
Want my take on that?
Yeah, go.
I think he's an emotional guy.
Yeah.
Let him be. He's good at it.
I agree.
And
So
is
he was
TJ.
ready to fight some 260-pound bodybuilder at his gym because the guy talks shit on Twitter. That's who Cody is.
Yeah.
Let him be him. If I'm his coach, I let him be that. I wouldn't advocate street fighting, right? But let him be emotional. He fights well emotionally.
And
No, I don't think it's clouding his judgment, in other words.
So what adjustments do you think Cody Garbrandt needs to make to get to W?
Grapple.
That was real American, wasn't it? To get to W. That's for you American listeners. You're welcome.
Why you guys don't say I get the W? I don't think I do either.
No, to win. No, but it's real UFC. It's real John Anik.
Yeah, get the
iron,
W.
Yeah, it's very John Anik.
Iron jeans,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate her.
But anyway, what does he need to do to adjust to get the win?
Maybe, like, I don't know if he literally has to grapple, but, like, change his pacing, maybe? Maybe be more aggressive and not counter. One of them has to adjust, right? And I think everyone assumes it'll be TJ that comes in with this, brilliant kind of Musashi strategy where he thought about it for 2 months and they've been mapping it out in some lab. Cody could very well be the one that switches up the approach to it, you know? Like TJ when he fought Captain Caveman, what's his name? He was taking him down with that beautiful, like, shifting. He did like a blitz shift. What's the guy with the chin? Stocky guy.
Captain
Brazil.
Rafael Santos.
No. God damn it. He's got crazy power. He's short.
Lineker.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
That fight where TJ looked like a wizard, right? Because
Yeah.
it was game planning, right? So a lot of times, like, I think people are thinking, okay, TJ will make the adjustments. Maybe he'll win again. I don't know what the odds are, but I'm kind of assuming here a little bit.
The odds.
You don't know what the odds are? Well, Brendan, I'll tell them for you. And we've Americanized them for you, Brendan. TJ is minus 115 and Garbrandt is minus 105.
Sounds about right.
That's a pick-em, though.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's essentially a pick-em.
Yeah.
So, that's the right line, really.
Yeah.
But I would just think even like the smarter of the fans or the analysts would look at it and go, well, TJ is more likely to switch it up, and Cody's going to try to just, rely on what's always worked for him. He's only lost once.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and he was this close to winning the last one. So, you don't know. But if he does come out and right away he's super aggressive, because we don't see TJ move backward very often.
No.
If he can get him to move backward, it could be a very different fight. And Cody's got the speed to do it, and he's definitely got the power to do it. You know?
Yeah.
So I think he's got a circle straight, kind of like he fought Almeida.
Yeah, I completely agree, because I think after that first round, if the tables were turned, I don't think TJ would have laid back the way Cody did. Cody had him really hurt and then went back to the exact same game plan he had in the first round, lay back and then try blitz him. And then TJ made an adjustment and finished him. I think if that was TJ, I think TJ would have went after him. Even if TJ was playing more of the counter game in the first, I think TJ would have went straight after him. While he's clearly still hurt, like, you have 30 seconds. You can recover. A minute. Sorry, but you can recover, but like, can you recover that much?
Do you guys recall when I talked about the last one, when we were dissecting the last one beforehand, and I was saying that I called the left high kick, but I didn't necessarily know that would be the difference maker. My point being that it worried me when Cody fought Dominic that he was dancing rather than finishing.
Yeah.
And I said TJ will not give him that same liberty, and that's exactly what happened. When he caught him, he stayed on him.
Yeah.
And that's in the literal and the abstract kind of thing, because the head kick didn't finish him. He was still on his feet.
Yeah.
It was that he knew his equilibrium was dancing a little bit, caught in, closed the distance, landed the right, and then literally leapt on him and finished it.
In some ways,
fucking incredible.
In some ways, are we rooting for Garbrandt that we get to see a trilogy here?
I know what you mean.
In a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah.
I don't think it's the last time they fight, no matter what the result. Anyway, I don't think it's they're both young. They're both going to be at the same.
I completely agree. It's a phenomenal fight, isn't it? It's a great.
I
fight.
do love parody, though. The parody that everyone spells wrong, like it's
parody.
a comedy show. Yeah, they always spell it like that. It's parody with a T.
Yeah.
But that'd be more interesting to me in a way.
I agree.
Picks.
I'm gonna go with Dillashaw. I just think he's cleverer. I think.
Worth noting, because we just listened back as well.
I know.
Worth noting, first time round, Rob picked Garbrandt.
And so did you.
What did I say?
Yeah, I don't think you made a pick. Yeah, I'm going to go with TJ. I also think your point of them making adjustments in this fight, I don't know what Cody's training setup is like, but it seems like Team Alpha Male is a bit of a mess at the moment. So I like the way TJ has built his camp. It's almost like a boxing camp. He kind of brings in the guys he wants to bring in, has a trainer, and it's all focused on him. I'm going to go with TJ. Maybe a decision. I don't know if he's going to finish him this time.
I'm actually on TJ with this one as well, and what was quite funny...
It's going to be Cody.
But what was quite funny about it the last time was, Brendan, I was rewatching him going, because I couldn't remember who I picked. Because, you know, sometimes you make these picks and you just forget about it. And I was watching back the footage, and there I am talking all about TJ's footwork, his movement, how he pepper with the jab, get in, get out. He'd be a missed target. Garbrandt would be sitting heavy on his shots, trying to get that home run, fighting with emotion. TJ's going to bob in, get out, not get hit, land bad, blah.
And no, hate to pick.
Garbrandt. I basically gave my whole reason why I would pick Dillashaw, and then when it came to my pick, I went Garbrandt.
Yeah.
So, for my full breakdown of this fight, watch the last episode, but this time I'm actually going to go with TJ. Brendan, I think you're nailing it. I think TJ is going to come with a different look. He's not going to be the same TJ Dillashaw as the last time. He's evolving constantly as a fighter. Don't get me wrong, Garbrandt is also evolving, but not to the same... He's involving a similar game plan, if you know what I mean. Like he's a similar fighter each time. He just gets sharper and maybe better speed, maybe better footwork. Well, TJ Dillashaw can look completely different to his last performance. He might try something completely different, almost the way DJ does it. Demetrious Johnson does it. He will change. He'll look like a different fighter. If you're a Muay Thai fighter, well, fuck it, I'll beat you as a Muay Thai fighter. If you're a BJ black belt, I'll tap you out.
A BJ black belt.
Yeah. BJJ black belt. I have to J out.
I'm in a few of those.
But take it away from me. Let it that.
No, we won't. That's staying in.
But I just think that TJ is going to show a different look here. He's going to be a different fighter, and he'll have just too much for Cody Garbrandt. And I think he will finish him again. 5 rounds fight. I think he'll get him out of there again.
Yeah.
Are you picking it up?
I'm going to cop out on this one. I don't have. I'm not picking a winner. But I think I've explained the routes for each.
The fans will win, Brendan. Yeah. The fans will win.
The fans win. Yay. I do see a finish. I think those two know each other too well to not.
Yeah.
And
they're crazy.
And
they're both,
That's one of those fights that could go 5 rounds and be amazing, though. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to have a finish for me to enjoy it. I can't imagine. I can't remember the last time either of them fought that I didn't like the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those two bring the fucking fight.
They're great.
Against each other.
They're great.
They're great. And they're also... It goes to 11. Yeah, it goes to 11, and they're also very offensive.
Whoever makes the better adjustment and/or wins the grappling war, I have a feeling we're going to see some wrestling this time out.
They probably
that's
should.
Kind of what we want to watch for. You know me, I like to kind of see him move around for a round or half a round.
Co-main event, Demetrious Johnson, another rematch. Henry Cejudo is the opponent. This, for me, you could argue that this win by DJ in the original fight was one of his most dominant victories in the octagon. Although he tends to dominate most of his wins, it was how he done it with the knee. It was his Muay Thai plum that really got it done, if I remember correctly, wasn't it? It was
those circle knees up to the ribs, and then he hit him in the head with one.
And it was weird. It was weird because Cejudo was really seen as the guy that was going to challenge DJ, and then he went and he got beaten again by Benavides. Beat him after that, but then he had 2 huge wins. The Wilson Heist win was spectacular, and then a big win as well over Sergio Pettis. Do we see what? Like, I think we've talked a lot about Demetrious Johnson, so I'm not going to devalue Demetrious Johnson by not giving him the full breakdown, as I'm sure, because Brendan, you're masterful when you talk about DJ. But what, in a sense, does Henry Cejudo have to do? What is the hole in the game of Demetrious Johnson? How does he beat the pound-for-pound best fighter in the UFC? How does he change the result from the original fight?
You know what's interesting? Honestly, I'm going to give this advice for free, but I almost got paid for it. Because did I tell you guys this?
No.
Cejudo's camp reached out to me.
Oh, sweet.
No.
Before the fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, before the original?
This was, 2 months ago.
All right.
I might have told Rogan, and I told my friend Elijah. I think that those are the only 2 I told. I wanted to keep it close to vest in case it went. Well, it didn't happen. That's why I didn't tell you guys. But the point, there was a communication breakdown because the coach, whoever was reaching out to me, I think there was like a language barrier. I was like, this is a monumental fucking task. I didn't say that to the guy, but it just kind of fell apart because I told him I want Henry to contact me. Like I have to talk to the fighter. So it doesn't work to me to talk to another coach only. I have to talk to the fighter. You know, I got to see where their head's at. So I was supposed to be having this answer, you know, like it was Volkan or something, you know, very similar, but it didn't happen. Anyway, I watched Wilson Hayes versus Cejudo again, or just like an hour ago. And those adjustments he made in his striking in that short amount of time, and the fact that, if anything, he's definitely a better wrestler than DJ, you'd think, right? Although DJ did that elevator from Butterfly on him last time after that beautiful inside reap that he did. I think it's going to be closer this time. I think Henry's got to keep on that bike he's been on of improvement. He's like you just mentioned about TJ and DJ and people that are improving. You know, you see version 2 and then 3, and you know what I mean. They're constantly changing as fighters. They're the chameleon effect, if you will. He needs to do that. He needs to stay the course. Just get better at the things you were lacking last time. I think he thought he'd dominate in the clinch, and like Duke was telling me about, I believe I know who it was. It was Ben Askren when he went to Thailand, and he's so used to killing everyone in the clinch here, you know. But when he went to Thailand, he was getting smoked in the clinch. Yeah. So when you start thinking about it in those regards, right? Because someone like awful name, brain fart, Matt, his coach, DJ's coach.
Brain fart.
Bad.
Holy moly.
Anyway,
it'll come to me.
That guy, Jesus Christ. He's a genius, but he's so brilliant when it comes to Muay Thai too. Not just grappling. So, you know, DJ's got all of that figured out. And when have we seen him vulnerable, really? The most vulnerable he looked was against that tall dude. After the UFC Ultimate Fighter show for the fight or whatever. I forget the guy's name.
Tim Elliott, yeah.
Terrible with names today. Tim Elliott, yeah. Because it was a match the video game attack kind of thing. And I think that's usually when guys that are as good as DJ tend to struggle. You know? It's just these weird attacks. But just stay the course. Let's see if he keeps with that kind of bladed striking, that piston of a right hand, those head kicks that were showing up out of nowhere. You know, you never know. You really never know.
For me, I think it's kind of like what you said in the last one. I think it has to be grappling. I do, because the only time we've really seen DJ have any issue was with big grapplers or big guys who can grapple him. Dominic Cruz grappled him. Dominic Cruz was actually getting beat up a little bit on the feet by DJ. DJ was actually piecing up a little bit, and then Dominic was obviously a bigger guy and got him to the ground. Tim Elliott was a huge guy who could grapple with him and done decent in the grappling. And also Uncle Creepy, Ian McCall, done really well in that kind of tournament fight with grappling. I think that's really the only way you're going to challenge DJ, if you can mix your grappling.
Isn't it like if you look at the likes of Ray Borg, great grappler, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying DJ can still catch it, but I mean, I think not really. You're not going to take him down, submit him, but I think if you can take him down and maybe get some positions on him, just get some positions on him and work him for a couple of rounds, I think you might get some success.
An Olympic gold medalist is very, very heavy on top.
Yeah.
No longer has his gold medal, lost in the fires, didn't he?
What's up, bud?
He lost his gold medal in the fires that time.
Yeah.
Henry Cejudo.
Oh, that's right. That's sad.
Wouldn't you swear the Olympics would give him another medal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they think so. Really gold.
They're all corrupt.
That's a fucking.
Don't get me started. Icarus, have you seen it?
The last time when he took him down, after the inner reap, DJ immediately was able to get heel to hips.
Yeah.
But if there's a longer run of that,
Yeah. But that's difficult, isn't it? It's hard to say. But what I do like is that even though Cejudo lost that one to Joseph Benavidez the second time, I think he was almost in like a transition period, and then we saw the improvements he made later. Point. But I also think that fight was close anyway. I don't think that was a lot of people scored that to Cejudo, but I think that was a transition period for him.
Isn't it funny with TJ or DJ? This is the problem if this super fight ever happens. DJ is that the amount of times we get guys like one that really stood out for me was Horiguchi. When Horiguchi was fighting, we were like, oh my god, Horiguchi's an animal. He's going to cause so much trouble, and DJ absolutely
beats everybody.
Yeah. So again, this is DJ in a way reminds me of Joanna. Everybody everyone had that unbeatable can't be beat until they're beat. You know that way. And Henry Cejudo, he's been in there, he tasted the flavour. Now he's gone off and he's learned, and he's, as you said, he's gone through an evolution as a fighter. So what can he offer different? And that's the thing. In a way, it'd be interesting to see Johnson's DJ's mindset here, because you know, he's beaten the guy, so it's hard. Conor McGregor regularly speaks about, I don't want to fight a guy that I've polished off already.
I get you.
And so it's weird to think that
you know?
So the fact that he finished him, like, and it's, don't get me wrong, as much as DJ is a phenomenal fighter, there's not too many guys who's got out of there in round one. So you'd wonder. Now, I think he's such a pro and he's such a master that I don't think that's going to come into it. But I just think it's something.
I think and also you're facing an Olympic gold medalist, so I think he knows how quick.
He's gonna. It'd because he lost. Any X factor.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick.
I had two things real quick about this.
Go for it.
One is an addendum to what you just said, Noel. If I were to have worked with him leading up to this fight, if I was going to try to get him to do something or learn something, it was going to be trapping on the ground. If you can use that heavy weight that he already has, you know, as much experience as anyone, you do not win an Olympic gold medal in wrestling and not have an incredible amount of control from the top. But you got to learn to tie wrists up because you're striking now. It's a new game. So I would have been like, here's what Neil Melanson does. I would have just been on this crazy kind of ground striking, right? So strike your way into your takedowns and work on your ground striking. But methodically, Khabib or Brock Lesnar, me or UFC 100 we just talked about, like those scenarios. That's the only way I really see DJ ever losing, honestly.
Yeah.
Would be like that, like getting pieced up from the top. Do I think that's going to happen? No, not necessarily. Now, as an addendum to just what you were saying, or just an extension really, Noel, is like, I was thinking similarly about it. Like, George St. Pierre, Matt Hughes won, right? When George was like, couldn't look at him during the stare down, lost that. He was kind of winning, but he was fighting way too nervous, right? Because he destroyed him the second and third fight, even more so in the third.
Yeah.
But he was the better fighter, but he lost that day. Henry Cejudo's only been doing MMA for 4 years. Don't forget that. That's crazy. He's in his second title fight against the most skilled fighter ever.
Yeah.
I think George has the better resume. I think he's the best skilled guy ever. So this is it's fascinating. I want to see where Henry's at now. I want to see what adjustments have been made, you know?
And again, being that Olympic medalist, he can get so much better. He's got so good at a certain art that he's gonna get better. I just don't think he's really. I don't think he's there yet.
No.
Or will he ever be? Probably. I don't know. I'm gonna go with DJ.
That's the thing. DJ's that good. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go DJ.
Yeah, I'm going DJ as well, and I do think Cejudo will have huge improvements in his game. I think the wrestling is a great point, but as you said, Brendan, as well, if them hands land, you know, he's carrying serious power down at that weight class as well. So I'm not saying there's not a chance, but I just think, you know, Demetrious Johnson has I think he's faced every possible type of fighter that can be thrown at him, and as much as Cejudo is obviously a master in wrestling and his striking is evolving, hey, look, guy, you're up against a guy who is a master in all of these disciplines as well for mixed martial arts. Maybe if this was a straight up wrestling bout, you're going to be picking Cejudo, but this ain't just a wrestling bout, it's MMA. And I just think Demetrious Johnson has the cheat sheet for all these guys, and he knows all the answers. I'm going to go with DJ.
He's an absolute wizard. He's a fucking wizard.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's hard to pick against him. I mean, it'd be crazy too. But I will say, if there's a guy that I've ever seen compete at 125 that has any chance, it's Cejudo.
Yeah.
Because, like, Pettis, for instance, Sergio looks awesome, right? But we see what happens, like, against, you know, when he went with Cejudo. It's like he has this hole that's always going to be there. And if you don't think DJ sees that and will exploit it, you're crazy. He's the most mixed martial artist ever. He's good at everything. Yeah. He's amazing at everything.
It's phenomenal.
You know? Yeah. So I would be shocked if Cejudo won, but it's possible. You know, like it's possible.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Cub Swanson takes on Renato Canaro, and this is Cub's in a weird position, isn't he?
Very weird position, yeah. This doesn't feel like a good fight for him.
No.
It doesn't feel like a good fight for him. It feels like they re-signed him. And this is terrible to say, but to re-sign him to let other guys make a name for themselves.
Name off him.
Play gatekeeper.
Yeah, it really does.
Yep.
This seems like
I thought the same fucking thing.
Yeah, this seems like a terrible fight. I think Moicano, watch his fights back. Moicano could be easily contending for a title. He was beating Brian Ortega.
Yeah.
He was beating Brian Ortega.
He was piecing him up, and that wasn't that long ago.
No, that was like, what, a year ago, if even?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He was piecing him up on the feet.
Very good.
And then he went for a weird takedown. I don't know why he went for the takedown, and I wouldn't mind. It was actually a great shot. It was a really well-timed shot. It's just Brian Ortega's an absolute, as you said, wizard on the floor. I'm not sure why he went for it. I think maybe Moicano, Canero, whichever way you want to call him, I think maybe he was thinking, oh, this could be a closer fight than I think it is, even though I think he was winning it.
Yeah.
I'll go for takedown.
I'll guess around.
But man, what a terrible decision by him. But he was piecing them up, and if you watch his striking, it's all right down the middle. And you always talk about this, and I picked this up from you. All them shots down the middle are much better than all them looping shots.
Just like Ronda.
Yeah, yeah.
Where she twists like this.
Yeah. Turn over the fist.
Not that straight. That's kind of winging it.
And they were wobbly. They were like noodle arms. It was weird looking.
Her shadow box used to make me like, I get douche chills.
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather is lucky that fight never happened.
Yeah,
that's all.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I think that this is a bad stylistic matchup for Cub.
Yeah, I agree.
But Cub always surprises us.
No, he does.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not saying he can't win.
Kick wins, you know?
I love Cub Swanson, and he's also currently repping a gangster tash.
Is he? Haven't seen it.
Is he?
Yeah. He had a picture up on Instagram. Now he looks fucking in shape.
I'm going with Cub Swanson.
But he is representing a killer tash.
Awesome.
He's such a creative dude. He's fun.
Awesome.
He's fun.
Yeah.
I love watching Cub fight. I have the same concerns, you know.
Yeah.
Moving down the card, Polyana. Viana takes on JJ Aldrich. Rob?
Don't know why this is on the main card. I watched a little bit because I was trying to see. No, I don't look at the other fights on the card.
Yeah.
I've picked some female fights as my under the radar, and you slagged me over that. I'm not sure.
Mr. Diversity.
It seems like the UFC. I think I moved the camera. I think the UFC are trying to build Viana up. Her striking seems pretty bad from what I've seen. She keeps her hands right down by her waist, but she has good grappling and good credentials. I'm gonna say JJ Aldrich just because she's a huge underdog. I'm gonna go with that one.
I'll stick with the bookie's favourite. There you go, Viana. Thiago Santos taking on Kevin Holland. Rob also wants to lay a bet on this one, I believe.
I think this is a good bet. What's the odds on this one?
Holland is a plus 240.
That's a pretty big underdog, right? Pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not like insane, but he's the underdog.
Santos minus 300.
Santos, for me, I think he's an excellent kicker. Really powerful kicker, and when he gets his kicking game going, he's good. But if you look at the David Branch fight, if you look at the Gegard Mousasi fight, and I know these are better fighters than Holland at this point, but if you look at that, once someone gets their boxing game going, his hands come down, he doesn't put his hands up, doesn't move his head, and he just gets knocked out. That Gegard Mousasi one was the weirdest one ever, because he tried to go for a technical stand-up from on the bottom in guard, stood up, and Gegard just punched him on the way up and knocked him out. What the hell?
Yeah, it was like a flash.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
And everything was right up until then, too. He's powerful.
Yeah.
He's dangerous, but he's reckless.
Reckless. Very reckless, especially with his hands.
Yeah.
But he's like...
So if what's his name?
Holland?
The opponent there. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but if he can keep things, like you said, linear, right, and accurate, like, you got to not load up. The Dustin thing, did I not call that fucking shit, like, right on? It's all about. I'm not even. No, it's not because I'm psychic. It's just patterns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if he's just accurate, you don't have to kill the guy.
Yeah.
When someone's reckless, let them be reckless. Have tight defense. Throw straight punches. Use angles.
Yeah.
We're not creating the atom bomb here.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a double on the JJ Aldrich and this one, just because you're gonna get some huge odds, and I think they have a good chance, because Holland
is got a crazy head kick, so don't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. 100%. Santos can knock him out.
I think they're doing this for subscriptions and all that sort of shit. Brett Johns, Pedro Nunes is the main event of the undercard.
That's your under the radar, I guess.
Yeah. Like Brett.
I like Brett.
I haven't talked to him. Had dinner with him. He's a nice guy.
How romantic was that?
We're friends now.
That's a good fight,
Brett
though.
Johns, he got the calf slicer. Remember Brett Johns? He got that cool calf slicer.
Welch dude. He's
Calf
good.
slicer's that's a cool submission. You don't see it often in MMA.
I think it's a tough fight for him though.
Yeah, it is a tough fight.
I think
But
Pedro,
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is the subscription thing. They want to put some decent fights on the Fight Pass prelim, so they're gonna try to get people to watch.
There's a woman on the card who's got a fucking silhouette only. It drives me crazy. Like they can't really. You're $4 billion you just went for, and you can't get a picture. But anyway, there's a woman on the card on the Fight Pass who's like a silhouette. I think she's 11-1. It's a weird name. Everything about her stats look like she's a killer. But I don't know. I didn't know much about her until I was looking today.
I'm gonna have to go on.
Is it Welly Zhang?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at her, dude. Look at her knockout and submission.
Wow.
Like her finishing rate.
Let me have a look at that. Jesus Christ. I don't know who these are that she's fighting, but
she doesn't go to decision, man.
No.
Danielle Taylor is getting
whoever that is. I don't know much about her, but numbers don't lie, as they say.
There is something to be said about that. Like even if you look at her record and say, oh well, the fighters she's fought aren't the best, but there is something to be said about going undefeated for that long and getting all them knockouts. You have to be at least talented.
Like, besides maybe Amanda Nunes, and even her you could include, really. And Cyborg. How many women are finishers, like in the real true sense of the word? Not a ton.
Currently,
like as far as with knockouts, like power, it's different. It's a bone structure thing.
She is on a 16-fight win streak. 15 of them wins coming by way of stoppage.
Jesus Christ,
dude! Right.
Let's watch her. Let's
guaranteed to go to decision.
Like, I want to see what I just want to. What is she hot too? Like what else is there to this mystery silhouette of a woman?
Damn it,
that's Brendan's under the radar. I'll go with Jose Torres and Alex Perez. Jose Torres, I think he made his UFC debut not too long ago, and he won when his opponent slammed himself to the mat and knocked himself out. Remember
Great
that?
Stuff, yeah.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But Jose Torres, I think he came in with a bit of hype, and he seems like a pretty good fighter. And he fights Alex Perez, who's also good, and I think that should be a good fight.
That's Shorty
Torres, yeah.
Just like an Instagram picture or something with me.
Yeah.
I got a notification of it,
Cool.
I shut my phone off for this usually.